Yeah, I'm leaving the air conditioner on because it's too damn hot outside. Yes, it appears that Disney currently has no plans for more live-action catalogs, physical 4K. Alright, we have the last post here at the bits for this week, and it's been a bit of a bummer. But let me start at the beginning. Early last week, I started to receive word from retail and industry sources that Disney had made an internal decision to suspend 4K Ultra HD release for live-action catalog titles from both their own vaults and those of their newly acquired 20th Century Fox label. In essence, my sources said beyond new releases, theatrical titles, animated fare from Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel, there were no plans at the studio going forward to re-release titles on physical 4K HD. Future releases would be 4K digital only, so not truly 4K, if you know anything about how 4K works. The rumor began to leak elsewhere online last weekend, so readers understandably started asking me about it. But that's a fair, significant piece of news, so I wanted to take my time to try to get to the bottom before commenting. And that's exactly what I've spent much of the past week doing. As such, I've now checked with multiple reliable sources on the matter, and I have indeed been able to essentially confirm the rumor. In truth, it's not that surprising. While Disney has been aggressive with their animated Star Wars and Marvel 4K catalog re-releases, they made almost no effort to promote any of them, even going so far as to not send out review products to critics. In most cases, they not even issued proper press releases for these titles. What is odd is that Home Alone and Hocus Pocus, set to release on physical 4K next month, the studio's 4K catalog disc plans seem to have ended right there, making them the last 4K from Disney or Fox. Some of this may be due to the pandemic, but most of it seems the studio determined from the top to bottom to focus on building for Disney+. Side note, they had already stopped promoting 3D and 4K in other regions. It's like Asian markets. There are no 4K discs for the rise of Skywalker. Building Disney+, along with an almost complete lack of appreciation for live-action film legacies on both Disney and Fox among company executives. From what I can determine, there's almost no one left on the staff of 20th Century Fox after Disney's purchase of the studio, and a pandemic has resulted in furloughs and cost-cutting at Disney itself, which may soon begin including significant layoffs. There are a few people now at Disney who have any investment in the classics live-action films of the past, in Tuchstone Library, and certainly the Fox Library. Ooh, person. Give me a moment. Libraries beyond Star Wars and the Fox-driven Marvel properties like X-Men, sadly a similar situation is true of many of the Hollywood studios these days. The exception seems to be James Cameron's Avatar, which Disney is backing heavily. To keep Cameron happy, there might be a chance that the studio will release the likes of Aliens, the original Avatar, True Lies, and The Abyss on physical 4K at some point in the future, but they seem to be in no rush to do so. And that is because places like Walmart refuse to support 4K. They only want to support the cheapest thing possible, which is DVD, and Blu-ray being their top notch. The highest quality you can get at places like Walmart, unless it's a new release. But they seem to be in no rush, nor, as fans have become painfully aware in recent years, does Cameron himself seem to be promoting it, because Cameron doesn't give a shit about his old movies. Taking all this into account, it seems that three biggest factors Disney considered in their evaluation of the catalog films seem to be: will it work on Disney+? Will it drive sales of customer products? Will it drive sales of the theme park tickets? Now, in some economic times, that makes sense. Disney does blockbuster businesses with those three revenue streams, along with new theatrical releases. But as we've seen in this pandemic, when the economy collapses and audiences can no longer visit theme parks or movie theaters, it exposes major weaknesses that Disney position. Yes, they have lost a shit ton. Just look at their annual releases for the second quarter of 2020. And unfortunately, between Tuchstone and Fox, there are many films that simply don't fit Disney Plus. Yes, anything PG-13 or higher will not be on Disney Plus, and never will. Nor are being exploited on Hulu, which Disney currently owns 70%. Because some of them are on places like HBO Max because Fox made deals beforehand and Disney has to honor those deals. That's not in here, that's just stuff I know. Traditionally, home video, by which I mean the physical disc business, because you do not own digital, no matter what you think, you are just paying to rent long term. Eventually, your digital copies will be removed and can be taken away and altered at any time. Let's say Disney decides, I don't want anybody to have digital copies of our movies. Guess what happens to your Vudu, iTunes, Ultraviolet, Movie Anywhere movies? Poof, gone, like dust in the wind, or a tear in the rain. Gone. Why? Because they can do that. Look it up. Traditionally, home video, which by which I mean the physical disc business, has been a boon to the Hollywood studios, even and maybe especially in tough economic times. This was true after 9/11, certainly. That's when Blu-ray boomed. Even though all you have to do to confirm this idea is to read recent reporting to the Hollywood trades, like Media Play News. Paramount Home Entertainment revenue of Q2 of this year is up 30%. Nice job, guys. Now get busy on Star Trek films in 4K, please. I'd also want Voyager and Deep Space Nine on Blu-ray just to have. I don't need them to be high definition, just standard definition on Blu-ray disc. So they'd be stronger disc, and then when it scratches easier. I mean, I would want them to high definition. I'd rather have Voyager and Deep Space Nine in HD than Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, any of the crap they're putting out. Sony Pictures home revenue of Q1 revenue was 60%. Universal, 18%. Lionsgate, 45%. So, Paramount, Star Trek. Sony, Spider-Man. Universal, Jurassic Park, Fast and the Furious. Lionsgate, Taken, and John Wick. No, I haven't seen Warner Brothers Home Entertainment because they haven't released theirs yet. They haven't done their holdings. But all Disney Studios Home Entertainment revenue dropped in Q3, though they're still apparently up for the year as a whole on the strength of Frozen 2 and The Rise of Skywalker. Why? It's pretty simple. They don't really have a home entertainment department anymore, terms on physical media. This is odd because current Disney CEO Bob Chapek was for years the president of the studio's home entertainment division. And while he certainly had his hands full lately, stepping up the role of company CEO just as the pandemic hit, I'm hopeful he'll realize that rejuvenating the home entertainment can help put the company in stronger positions. Why? Because more people are figuring out movies disappear. They disappear off Disney Plus. Home Alone disappeared off Disney Plus, and people thought, "Oh hell, Disney owns it." No, they do own it, but it was rented out to other companies. It's like Warner Brothers. They own Harry Potter, Lock, Stock, and Barrel, but before they had this crap up, they had legally licensed it over to Universal for them to have it on their streaming service, which is why you're able to watch the Harry Potter movies and Fantastic Beasts over on Peacock with commercials. Because they still rent each other's movies. It'll probably be gone in like 5 years or so when the streaming wars actually kick up and get going. Because, wait a minute, why are we letting them use ours? So only in regards of VOD and digital. Regardless, Disney currently seems to have almost no physical media strategy other than to simply ignore it. So, my answer to Disney ignoring physical media and everything Disney, Fox, and Tuchstone Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. If you don't want to release it physical, I'll just take it myself. Because digital doesn't count, and I'm not paying for Disney Plus. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Release it physically if you want my money. Now, there have been additional rumors that suggest Disney was open to licensing out their catalog films to indie studios like Criterion, Shout Factory, and Arrow. They've already done this with Fly the Navigator. This might be possible, but I think it's a bit of a wishful thinking at the moment, because I've heard nothing that might confirm the notion. Look up Fly the Navigator on Arrow Video. I own it. I have it physically in my house on my shelf. It's not a 4K disc, but it is a Blu-ray, when before it was only offered in DVD. Although it's in a 4K case, it's black, so it's funny. I'll show it to you in a minute. Perhaps even expanding the Walt Disney Movie Club slate, or at least promoting titles more widely. The fact remains that there are hundreds of great live-action catalog films in their own vault now, and those of Fox that remain unexplored and unexploited. Movies that continue to have value in the hearts and minds of movie fans, if not Disney executives. Could all this change? Yes, I'm hopeful it will, which is one key reason why I'm writing this column today, even though I know it might cause a bit of a stir, because I also know for a fact that there are many avid movie consumers and collectors who would love a chance to go buy a new Blu-ray and 4K release of those titles. Honestly, just the steelbooks for me. Most movies that I want I already own on Blu-ray. I don't really need the 4K upgrade, it's just nice, because a lot of times you get extra special features. So Disney, it's really up to you. And Bob, if this story should happen to cross your desk, drop me a line. Ha ha. Looks like Zavvi's exclusive steelbook release of Zack Snyder's 300 4K Ultra HD did indeed sell out fast last night. Go to Best Buy. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Now, let's go to the proof that Arrow Video has licensing with Disney. Get out of that. I was showing somebody something. FLIGHT of the Disney licensed their movies. Fly the Navigator. Fly the Navigator. A Walt Disney Pictures production. This is the DVD. Blu-ray. DVD, Blu-ray. DVD, Blu-ray. Disney did not put out Fly the Navigator's Blu-ray. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. What do you think about Disney abandoning physical media because of the crappy Disney Plus? And yes, I'm at work. So that's why I had to stop in the middle of it and let somebody in, because I had to do my job. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.